Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Females made you just to trick me, trick me, trick me, trick me. 'Cause baby girl, you are so easy, baby. The only reason that I can do tonight is 'cause I know you were invited. The only reason that this dress is skin tight is 'cause I thought that you would like it. I'm only come for this.
On this episode of Jessica Javens Talk, we're going to talk about who am I? And the guest that we bring in today has an amazing story to tell, very unique, something that I've personally never heard. And we're going to understand what it means to be a light being, a natural light being. So I would love to welcome our guest today, Sadique Johnson. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you today?
Thank you, Jessica. I'm doing great. How about yourself? How are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. I'm so excited to hear your story and share it with the world.
So am I. Yes.
You bring so many good vibes, and I hope that everybody who's clicking in right now, they can feel it too, because you bring that to the table no matter where you're at. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For this opportunity.
We have a lot of common. We have a lot of things in common, and I'm looking forward to multiply that here. And if you're watching the show here with us today, make sure you click the like button so more people have access to the show. Share it with everybody because that will make a difference in other people's lives, and click subscribe. So Sadique, tell us a little bit about your experience and what happened to you that was possibly the most important time of your life. I'm not sure, but possibly, because it created an awakening that you never possibly could imagine before in your life. So tell us a little bit about that and who you are.
Yes. So I go by Naturallightbeing, and the thing that started my spiritual awakening was I had a NDE. I had an accident where I ended up in the hospital, and I basically watched myself die. I watched myself going into the ground, and I thought that was it for me. I thought that was the end of my life, and I just had this feeling of missing my family. I was like missing them to the point where I couldn't be without them. So I watched myself come back into a ball of light, and I basically incarnated myself back into physical reality. And anybody that ever had an NDE, I watch other people's interviews and documentaries about this. It's very similar to other people's interviews and other people's story about how they had near-death experiences and they experienced the flash of light or a life review. I had a life review that made me change my entire life. I saw everything that I did that made other people feel bad, and I felt what they felt, and I saw what they saw through their eyes. It was like a DVD being put into my head, and a bunch of movies being played out in real time. And it made me feel like I needed to change myself to treat my family better, my mom, treat the earth better. All of it. I realized the earth was alive when I had my NDE, when I died that night and came back. I realized the earth was a living being. And it's been proven by science that she is alive. That it's alive. All right. Just like we are.
Wow.
And it's very deep. And so all that was like the catalyst to my awakening that led me to soul searching to figure out who I am and what am I here for? What is my purpose in life? You know, after coming back from death, I was like, life cannot be just about working, paying bills and dying. If I died and came back, what is life? How am I still existing? It blew my mind. I really had to go find out how is this possible. And I realized that we were gods. I found out we were gods. I found out through that near-death experience, my NDE, that every single one of us on this planet is a god and a goddess. And we have the light of God is inside of us. The universe is us. We are the entire world, the galaxies, the universe, and the multiverse in a physical vessel. And
wow.
It's an amazing thing to find out.
Wow. That's amazing. That's incredible. Let me ask you a little bit more about what happened here.
Yes.
You said that you were in an accident. What kind of accident was this? Is it a car accident?
A car accident, yes. Yes.
And this was here in the United States?
Yes, it was.
And so when you got to the hospital, Did you have any recollection of that? Were you awake or were you out?
I was in and out from what I can recall. I was like in and out of consciousness, and I woke up 10 hours later in the hospital, asking a nurse. Stumbled into the hallway, asking the nurse, like, "Where am I?" I didn't even know where I was. I didn't even know if I was still even alive. That's how crazy it was. I didn't even know if I was alive still. But I seen a person,
Wow.
and she looked like she was alive. So I went and asked her, "What is this?" And then she told me, "You're in the hospital. You've been here for 10 hours, and you got in a really bad accident." And I felt the pain.
So when oh, so Sadique, when this happened, you woke up and you saw the nurse and you were walking around 10 hours later after arriving in the hospital.
Yes.
Is this when you woke up from this experience that you just described?
Yes. Yes. That was like the
Oh,
next day or several hours later that I woke up from having. That was my catalyst to my spiritual awakening, because it showed me what life was about. It showed me who I am on the inside. It showed me that everything is interconnected, that we are one collective consciousness, and that life never ends. It just keeps going on forever, eternity.
that was an intense 10-hour experience. That's incredible
Yeah,
that you learned so much
it definitely
in
was.
10 hours. Oh my goodness. So when you woke up, you were still probably just starting to process everything that you experienced,
Yes,
try to understand where you're at right now and what's the
yes.
next thing. So what happened right after you woke up and you realized you were at the hospital?
Um, I basically wanted to get out of there to find my family, because my family was the whole reason why I came back to life. They're the reason
Mm,
why I exist right now. So, and that's how I found out I had a greater purpose in life. Because if I couldn't die, God wouldn't let me die. I couldn't even die if I wanted to die. So I have a purpose in life, and I found out my purpose during that whole process. That my family, the love for my family, love is so strong and so powerful that it brought me back into existence. It brought me back to life. Yes, love is that strong and powerful. We are
it
naturally
is.
love. We come from love.
Yes.
And so I had to learn
Yes.
all of that during that process, and it made me go on a soul searching journey where when I left the hospital, I went and found my family, and I just went and started finding myself. I had to lose everything. Basically, I lost everything. I lost. And before that, I was already losing things. It was just I had to go through a whole process. My spiritual awakening
Mm,
already started before that. It just brought me more awareness then that I had to
uh-huh.
shed all of my worldly possession. Even dying, I had to die. My old version of myself, I found out what it was now. The old version of myself
Wow.
had to die so the new version of myself can be born. That was it basically.
Wow. So you were in this hospital, and then after you were coming out of the hospital, they released you. You went to your family. Is that what it was? Is that the natural about like what happened?
Pardon me, could you rephrase the last question? Because it kind of like froze up a little bit.
Yes. So right after they let you go from the hospital, did you go straight to your family to talk to them?
Yes, yes. And yes, I actually
How
did.
was that?
Man, I had to express to them how I felt, and you know, the love that I had for them and the love that they had for me is what brought me back to them. And I did my best to spend every moment with them after that, and every day, even up until today, I spend every single day with them, because I realized how precious time with loved ones is. I realized that my loved ones, my family member is my abundance. My kids is my abundance. That's my wealth. The love of my kids and the love that I get from them, it makes me abundant. I'm abundant in everything I need because of the knowledge of what I got from dying. I figured out everything through that process, that we have it all on the inside of us.
That's incredible. Um, I know that right now you found the purpose in your life, and you're becoming a reflection of that in a way of helping others beyond your family as a life coach, a manifestation coach, and a speaker. What were you doing before that, before this transformational experience?
did construction, welding, just regular work. A lot of
Yeah.
construction, a lot of fixing and repairing houses,
Hmm.
sheetrocking, roofing, a lot of hard labor, warehouse work, cooking, a lot of things that weren't me. That's what I had to find out after I did all that stuff. And it wasn't who I was meant to be because it didn't fulfill me. It was just like you said early on, is we figure we just have to get a job. Doesn't matter if you like the job. You'd be lucky if you get a job that you like, but as long as you get a job that pay your bills. Work and pay bills is what we've been taught here. And I had to like shed all of it. That's what I meant by I had to lose everything. I had to lose all of it to realize that I am more than the job, more than the title. And yeah, so yeah, I worked like everybody else and worked so much to the point where I could basically retire. That's how much working I did. Retired my young age from what they told me. And yeah, I just got tired of
How
working.
many years? How many years were you working in that capacity before this experience, life transformation
Um,
experience?
I would say over 10 years. I would say over 10 years. And yeah, it's like 10 years on and off. And I started my own business in between that time. Towards the end of all that, I realized I just had to do things for myself because working for other people wasn't, like I said, fulfilling me, and the money wasn't enough. Like, and not in the sense of like not enough money. I realized that money itself is not enough. Like money is not my purpose, if it makes sense. Like
Yeah, absolutely.
money is a result of me. I learned this recently. Money is the result of me pursuing my purpose, fulfilling my
I
purpose in life.
agree.
Is like the
I
result
agree.
of, I'm not aiming for money. I'm aiming to help other people. That's why those other jobs didn't work out for me because I wasn't really helping people. It wasn't helping me help people. And now I found out that's my
Hmm.
purpose, which I didn't know at that time. You know, that I'm here to help other people find themselves.
That is such a beautiful thing. And I can relate with that so much. As we talked a little bit before, um, I was kind of had the opportunity. There was a job offer, and I was just changing countries, moved from another country.
Yeah.
I was a little older than you, though, because you did that too.
Still young.
I
Still
was
very.
about,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I had moved into the United States. I was about 26 years old,
Yeah.
and I was given the opportunity to start working in banking in the United States. And I was happy that they liked me,
Yeah.
that I had somebody to refer me, to recommend, that knew my worth ethics. And I was just grateful to do that. I learned a lot. It was great, especially moving to the United States to understand the finances behind it, the credit reporting, all that
Yeah.
stuff. It was great. And I grew. It took a long time. It took me, I think, probably 9 years to get the first promotion.
Yeah.
Um, that was a little long, but then after that, as I got promoted, I thought that that would bring fulfillment, and then it didn't.
Yeah.
You
I,
see?
I definitely know the feeling because it's just because of how society is set up. They program us to go to school, graduate school, go to college, graduate college, and get a job, get a career, and then work, pay bills, and that's it. They don't teach us to find our purpose. And when we do these regular jobs, even though we do make like a good life for ourselves or we make a living for ourselves, however you want to phrase it, it's like it's still not what we're meant to do. So what happens is what I learned most recently, when we're doing things that's not meant for us, it makes us feel like we're dying. We begin to feel like we're dying because we're meant to do the thing
Yeah,
that excites us. And when we are following our purpose, it gives us life, it gives us energy to go out there and
you
actually.
said it. You said it. And it's amazing because I was in many aspects. I gained weight. I had some health problems. I didn't have energy or time with my friends anymore. The only little time that I had left, that energy that I had, was for my family, who, even though just got a little bit of me,
Yeah,
because it took it all out. And
exactly.
then at the same time, I felt in the box because my creativity and my ability and my expansion couldn't go out. I could, I was inside a frame of somebody else's dream, of somebody else's structure, you know,
Yeah,
and it was difficult. So I need to beg God to help me, really, because I didn't know how to get out of the situation. And that's how it all started for me. I actually begged for help, and little by little things start happening. And today, I don't have those health problems anymore. I lost 80 pounds.
That's
It's
great.
just a reflection, just a
Yeah.
consequence.
Yeah.
Right? They were just talking about money. It's all a consequence of you making your decisions based on your purpose. I had to dive into myself too, rediscover myself in a way, or find out things about myself that I didn't know. And that came with the help of God and people who were qualified to help me to do that, such as mentors and coaches. So a combination of all of that, and I allowed myself to expose to that. I wasn't closed by it, so that allowed me to open up and start to dig into myself and my purpose and my individuality. And I'm so grateful for that. And this is why you're here too today,
Yeah.
Sadique, because we have this purpose of trying to help people who are still
Yeah.
on that other side to come to this side, to
That's right.
understand that there's so much more, right?
Yeah, and you're doing an amazing job. Like you just said, yourself, your story is actually testament to that. You can actually go out and do the things you love to do and live a good life, and live a great life. You don't have to just live the typical, like you said, 9 to 5 and or the corporate jobs. And it might seem fun at first, but then it really, like you said, take your time and your energy away. So you can't focus on like your own dreams, your own life, and being creative, because you have to create things for somebody else. So the fact that you took the time out and you asked God for help, I had to do the same thing you just said. I've been going through pain because of all the accidents I've been in. I done been in some terrible,
Oh, wow.
falling off of roofs as a kid in Jamaica, getting hit by 18-wheelers, like tons of really, really traumatic experiences. And all of it is a lesson. That's all I wanted to say. It's a lesson to teach us that we are here for a reason. We're here for a reason. And until we start actually pursuing that reason and that passion, that nothing will be the way it's meant to be, even though it seemed like it might be, like we might have the material possessions and the titles from the job or whatever. It's still not the thing that we're meant to do, because what we're meant to do is so much more bigger than ourselves. It's like you said, to help other people. Like with our story, you going through what you're going through, the struggles with your health from working, and then asking God, like I did it, to help us. And then God answered both of us, helped us find ourselves, to help us find our path, which is a great story. That's why I figured we all align and we're all one, and this is going
Yeah,
to touch a lot of souls out there, your story.
absolutely. I was going to ask you something now, thinking about you and how you were before this awakening
Yes.
and now you after the awakening. And you told me about how you treated your family and how much you value and you love them
Yeah.
now more than ever before. Tell me now, how did you redirect your entire life? What does your life look like right now after you experience this? And how maybe you're raising your children, how you're looking at your work, how you're spending your time in practical ways.
Yes.
How did this change your life and the way that you're making decisions on it?
Yeah, so I learned to basically start meditating through this whole process. I learned meditation, and then I learned basically self-mastery, mindset mastery, personal development, and self-improvement. I was able to basically take control of my thoughts and not let my thoughts take control of me. So I will put my mind and attention towards the things that I want to create in my life. Like I manifest everything daily. So if I do not prefer to see to my reality, I will not speak negative about it. I will not dwell on it. If it's something I don't prefer, I observe it and I let it pass. That's what I'm learning. That's what I'm practicing daily. And that's what I teach my kids. Don't let the things that's happening around you affect how you feel on the inside, because the outside of us is really a reflection of what's inside of us. But the outside environment doesn't matter. It's not the environment doesn't matter, and the circumstances doesn't matter. It's your state of being that matters. It's how you feel on the inside that matters, because that's what's creating what you see on
That's
the
so
outside.
powerful.
So I do my best to practice what I preach and what I'm saying I should say, and I teach it to my kids so they can learn that, not let their emotions take over them. This is something I actually want everybody in the world to know. All the kids and all the adults, they have a movie called Inside Out. It's a kids movie. Adults should watch this too. I'm going to just speak on it real quick because it has to do with what we're talking about. In this movie, Inside Out, they're teaching people about emotions. They're teaching the kids and the adults, if the adults ever watch it, about what emotions are. I found out what emotions are now from me going through my own life experience. Emotions are higher energetic guidance from your higher mind from God. That's what emotions are. That's what your feelings are. That's why you get excited. That's your higher mind. God is guiding you through those feelings and emotions to go do something, to go accomplish your purpose and your mission. So in that movie, in the kids movie, they're teaching kids how to regulate their emotions. But if the adult doesn't know how to tell the kid that's what's being shown, they won't get the picture. So in the movie, this is good for adults to watch too. It's telling you inside of your own mind, you have a bunch of emotions that they never teach you about as a child. Not even as an adult. Most adults don't even know this. I had to figure this out. Your emotions are so powerful. Your emotions create your reality. Your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions create your reality. Because thoughts turn into like emotion, energy in motion. Emotions is energy in motion, which turns into energy, turns into solid matter. All right?
Yeah.
Thoughts turn into energy, which turns into solid matter. And that's how we manifest daily. So what I'm doing is I practice this daily. I manifest everything. I teach my kids. If I speak something, look how fast I'm manifesting it. I manifest things in real time. And I'm showing them that because I've raised my vibration and my frequency and my consciousness. So when I speak of stuff, it appears so fast, sometimes I blow my own mind. And I show them this and it blows their mind. I take them on trips across the country and I try to show them that we're magical. You are magical. We're all powerful. We're divine beings of light beings. And so that's what I do. I teach my kids what I learned because I want them to have a better life and not have to go through the struggles that I went through and the pain of not knowing how to deal with your emotions, because emotions are not taught about in school, which should be. So if you don't know about your emotions, right, you don't know how to manage or regulate them. Mm-hmm. So the kids movie basically shows you that you have a bunch of faculties inside of you. Inside of you is a bunch of other beings. They're telling us to our faces, but we don't see it as being factual. We think it's a cartoon or a movie. It's not real. It's real. Inside of you, you have different beings, faculties, and they're there to help you. Emotions. Once you learn how to use them properly, they help you create your reality. Anything that you can ever imagine, you will create it. Once you learn how to put your attention and your focus on the things that you desire and not on the things that you don't desire. So that's why it's good for kids and adults to learn what emotions are so that they don't get the emotions mixed up in the definitions. So what they do is they teach us the wrong definitions here so that we don't understand or overstand what words mean in America. So you use the words incorrectly and you get negative results because you're saying it in a negative term because you don't know that the definitions are being taught to us wrong, incorrectly. So it's very deep, like very deep.
Yes. I know, and a lot of what you said is what I've learned too, and I love it so much that my kids are teenagers now, so they're not small.
Yes.
So sometimes they talk back now.
I know the feeling, kids. I guess that's how they test their boundaries.
Yeah, it is. And so it's a healthy thing. And we have to understand it's a process of growing up and becoming their true self.
Yes.
But it was interesting one time that I was trying to help my daughter and she looked at me. She says, "Mom, can you please not be a life coach right now and just be my mom?"
Yeah. You be trying to fix things because that's just natural for you to try to fix everything,
Of course. And I have the answer and it works, but they
don't want the answer. I'm glad you brought that up because I actually encounter people like this, loved ones and people I'm around, and they come to you with certain issues and you literally, like you said, have the answer. So you try to give it to them. From what I'm learning is that a lot of the people, they don't want the answer. They want us to just listen. They don't want us to tell them the answer. They want us to just listen and just hear whatever they're telling us and just, I don't know what they want us to tell them afterward, but just listen and just say, okay, try to give them whatever advice you can afterwards.
Right. And I think it's because people sometimes are not ready. Yes. And that's where we have to respect each person's journey where they're at. And it's not easy because sometimes we have the answer, but we can't force it. Even God doesn't force us, right?
Yes.
And he respects our time and also the free will that he gave us. So, but it's not easy sometimes, especially if you are fond of that person. There was a recent psychologist who said that one of her patients were coming to her with all of the problems. And
Yeah.
every time they did a session, the psychologist was doing all this homework to find different ways and techniques to help her.
Yeah.
After 2 years, she was still not implementing the techniques. The
Yeah.
psychologist has been studying so many things. So she came down to the patient and said, listen, are you looking for ways to resolve this and you would like my help? Or do you just want to feel heard? You know what
Yeah.
the patient said?
They wanted to
I
feel
just
hurt.
want to be heard. So
Yeah.
then the psychologist said, okay, so I'm going to just relax because I've been studying all week, every
Trying to help
week,
you.
trying to bring a solution,
Yeah.
but she didn't want
She
a
don't want help.
solution.
You're right. That's very
Yeah.
true.
So I think that sometimes we
Yeah.
need to ask the question, you know,
Yes.
sometimes maybe just have a question and then see. And sometimes the circumstance of that person might change and then they might be open. So we
Yeah.
can revisit it. You know what I'm saying?
That's very true. That's great that you mentioned that, because there are people like that out there, and I feel like from what I'm learning is that the majority of the planet, I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot of us on the planet have a victim mentality. We have a victim mentality where
Uh-huh.
whatever happened in our past life, we have past life traumas passed down from our fathers from like 15, 20 generations ago. So stuff is being passed down from so many generations ago that it's resurfacing now in the present moment. And we don't even know why we feeling the way we feel. And then we end up sometime maybe
True.
taking out on the wrong people, and they try to help us, and they end up getting the short end of the stick because they don't know what's wrong with you. And like you said, you're trying to give them the solution, but they don't want it because they'd rather be a victim because it's a program that's like a paradigm that's in their mind. So until they reprogram their subconscious mind and realize that I'm not a victim, I'm a victor. I will never be a victim. I survived that. I made it through it. And I can use that trauma or that pain to teach me to become stronger, to help somebody else learn from it, become stronger as well. That's what everybody got to learn here.
Absolutely.
We're not victims of our past. Things happen because we are light beings, we're gods, and we came into this physical reality with a theme and we basically chose our life, our parents and everything that we have in life. We chose it. We put it there to learn from. So even if we go through hard times, ups and downs, those are things that we chose. All of it we put there to learn. Is just in this mind. The physical mind doesn't know that because the physical mind doesn't know what the higher mind knows, which is the God mind, the universe, your higher self. So we have to learn to like trust our intuition, our heart, follow our heart, because it's the compass that's going to guide us to our highest timeline, to where
Right.
we're meant to be.
And that's another thing. That's another thing. Intuition. I wasn't raised in anywhere to be in touch with my intuition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that.
You're
I
not
didn't
the
know
only one.
how.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The women usually know that here, but where I come from, they don't teach man this stuff. They literally don't even tell man they got intuition. As far as we know, it's only a women thing. But it's not just a women thing.
Wow.
It's the entire planet. We're literally all super psychics. We're all super psychics. We're all gods. We're all goddesses. And we all have abilities. All of us. We just have to learn how to tune into it. Like a radio
Right.
station, a frequency. We have to learn to tune into that frequency. And once we do, then we'll be able to perceive different realities and actually use our abilities to create different realities.
Right. Oh my gosh, this conversation is amazing. This is really mind blowing, and I know that for some people, they might understand it, but for some others, they might not.
Yeah.
So, explain to us a little bit about vibration. What does vibration mean? And maybe we should talk about the part of scientific part, just so it can make a little sense. It made sense to me because I didn't understand it too in the beginning. So,
Yes.
what is your take on that?
Yes. So, like, everything in this world has a vibration and a frequency. Everything. Me, you, the computer, the laptop, the buildings, everything has a vibration. And it's all a part of us. It's all a projection from what's inside of us. And it's just we are actually creating a reality, and we put those things there to interact with. And based on our vibration and our frequency level, we can create abundance, happiness, success, joy, peace, or we can create chaos depending on our mind state, because our vibration has a lot to do with what we're experiencing in our reality. If you have a lower vibration, it's gonna put you in your lower chakra, like your animal nature, where you're gonna do things that are not so positive, and it's not very godly in that sense. And
Right.
when you raise your vibration and you reach higher levels of frequency, higher consciousness, then you will have more choices available to you. Because when you're in a lower vibration, you think you don't have these choices. You don't think you have these options of, making a better life for yourself or making better decisions. But it's just a state of mind at that time, a state of being, and your beliefs. So once you learn to, like I said, question your beliefs, ask yourself, why do you believe that I'm not worthy of uh, a better life or living better or doing better? Sometimes we have to literally question ourselves, like, why do we feel this way of unworthiness or not loved or whatever it may be that
That's
each
a very
individual.
powerful question. Very.
Yeah, because we go through this. I'm gonna be honest, as a man, I went through this. I'm gonna be completely honest. I went through not feeling loved and not feeling wanted, and none of that. So, and it's like it's all just the mind. The mind sometimes plays tricks on us, and we
Yep.
have to have the ability to have mindset mastery, self mastery, and all of that has to do with vibration as well too, because it takes you having to raise your vibration up and frequency up to realize that you have the tools and the power to actually change the way you think and feel, and which changes your
Yeah.
reality as well.
Yeah. And just like a practical example of this is just you look around wherever you're at, the TV, the microphone, the wall, all of
Yes.
that, it started with a thought before
Yes.
it became manifested. And if you
Yes.
look at war, all of that was a thought before it became war. So
Exactly.
that's the power of the thought, and everything is energy.
Everything is
Everything
energy.
is energy.
That's
Everything is
right.
energy moving here and there. So whatever you start thinking about and feeling and using your senses and all of that stuff towards something, it's going to have a manifestation of that. So
Yes.
that's why it's so important to bring consciousness to what are you actually thinking about,
That's right.
feeling and nurturing, because it can go any way. It can go any way.
Yes.
And of
Very
course, if you're talking about a high vibration, it's something that should feel good. It should be beneficial to you and the people around you.
correct.
If it's not good for you or the people around you, it's probably not a high vibration. It's not a positive thing. It's not
That's
something
right.
that is good. It's not life giving. Make sense?
That's right. I love how you explain that. That's very true what you just said. Very true. And that's how you know what you're doing, if it's right or not. If what you're doing, does it help the collective consciousness, or is like it's not helping the world at all? That will be able to tell you the difference. What we do is meant to help others, help the world. If it's not, then it's like, it's not really, like you said, high vibration is not what you're meant to be doing. And you're actually doing this. Me, you, and Andre, Jessica, we're all doing that right now. We're all sharing good, valuable information that can help others heal, learn,
Yeah.
grow, and help them with their self-improvement and their personal development. And like you said, there is practical tools, because once you start to apply these things, just by even what I did was I started doing affirmations, like you were saying, using practical things at work that you can see the result. I started applying
Thank you.
affirmations. This is what helped me manifest abundance, whatever I wanted. Affirmations and commands. I started using affirmations and commands and mantras, and I apply them daily, which helped me reprogram my subconscious mind, because at points I did used to think negative, because a lot of us get thoughts. The thoughts are not our thoughts. We just embody them. We are antennas. We are receivers. So
Yeah.
we actually pick up on signals from the universe and from radio towers, because we are able to pick up frequency and vibration, and we
Yeah.
download them, and then we actually act them out. But we don't really have to. We can just be the observer of the thought and only pick and choose the thoughts that resonate with our higher self and our higher purpose in the world itself. You know?
I love it. That is aligned. Sadiq, give me an example there of a meditation, something maybe simple that somebody can start with, a meditation or an affirmation that would be practical for them to maybe start practicing this week.
Yeah. So from what I learned about meditation is that anyone can meditate. You can meditate standing up. You can meditate in the shower. You can meditate walking. or you can meditate laying down, or you can meditate on the ground in the lotus position. And I've tried all of them. And the truth is, it's really what's up to the person themselves, the being themselves, that was comfortable to them, because meditation really does help you connect with God, helps you connect with your higher self. This is where you get the divine guidance from. Intuition kicks in after this. This is where you're going to really start paying attention to your intuition, because you're meditating, you're raising your vibration. It raises your frequency, your vibration, and your consciousness, which connects you back to the whole entire collective consciousness. This is where you're going to realize that we're all oneness. And then you will start to feel like, I have to do better to help the other beings that haven't gotten to that point yet. Affirmations that I use daily is one I'm going to tell you guys here that work for me is, I command Prime Creator to lift all of my DNA restrictions completely right now. You repeat that command 3 times. When you grand rise, when you get up, that's what grand rising means. I don't say wake, because wake is not, I'm not dead. And that's what wake is like. Wake is for the dead people. So I say grand rise like the sun, because I am the sun. I am a sun god. We're all gods. So when you grand rise in the grand rise, and when you get up, I command Prime Creator to lift all of my DNA restrictions completely right now. What you're doing by that, I'm going to explain this fully to you guys here today. What happened is, I'm going to give you a little backstory while I'm telling you this. They actually put telomere caps on our DNA to limit our lifespan on Earth, so that we died at like 120 years old. We used to live to like 800, 1,000 years, 1,500 years, 2,000 years. There's people on the planet that's 1,000 years old right now. Yes, there are people on this planet that's over 300 years old, 500 years old, right now on this planet. So all of us have this ability. What they did was they capped our DNA with telomere caps, which shortened our lifespans, and they called it junk DNA. So most recently, we outgrew those junk DNAs, and we're tapping back into our divine God powers. And in doing so, it expands your life. Your life expands now. You can live longer now. Yes, you can live longer, because you outgrew the limits that were placed on you by the beings that run the planet. They don't run the planet no more. I gotta say this. They don't run the planet no more. Light beings run this planet.
Wow. That's incredible. So that's one affirmation.
Yes,
that really helps.
It's powerful.
And
repeat it 3 times.
Very, very, very powerful. How often do you meditate?
To be honest, I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't meditate like I want to. I still meditate, at least once a day or so, but I don't meditate like I usually get in the lotus position and I sit down. It's painful. I'm gonna be completely honest, because I had some very bad injuries. So that teaches you how strong your mind is too. If you can sit in that position and overcome the pain, it puts you into a higher state of being too. I actually felt bliss when I meditated. I felt bliss and nirvana. I reached nirvana through meditation, guys. I reached eternal bliss and nirvana through meditation. It expanded my consciousness. I was able to reach higher vibration and manifest anything more clearly. That's what's happening when we meditate. We tap into more of our powers. And
that is amazing. I also did not have an understanding about what meditation was, and it was very confusing growing up. There was also something that was controversial growing up. So today, I do meditate, and when I do, and just like you said, in different places, different times, I try to be by myself, but not always. Sometimes I could be somewhere else, but I can still just tune into myself, and I allow all my senses to be completely focused on it. And it's so incredible, because the amount of energy that I feel, it brings almost like a feeling and an emotion that many times just starts to, like, tears come out of my eyes, because I have a feeling of so much happiness and gratefulness that I just, the tears just start coming out of my eyes.
Love it.
And I feel almost like energy flowing through my body, and I feel absolutely amazing and so grateful. And that changes completely the tone of the day. So I'd rather do it in the morning. I'll tell you that. I'd rather do it in the morning.
I got goosebumps right now from what you just said, because what you're saying resonates with me. That's what goosebumps are. It resonates with me and my higher self. That's what goosebumps really mean. They're spiritual meanings. What you're saying is so powerful that I felt it from wherever you're at all the way over here, because it's true. It's very true. You're
Yeah.
100% true, because I felt that when I meditated and I reached nirvana and bliss, the tears started coming out. They came out, and I sat there and I let them come out. I let them pour out because it was meant to happen. God was showing me something.
Yeah.
I let it all. I felt all of it. I just let myself feel it. Sometimes you got to let yourself just feel your way through what's going on so you can get through it.
I had to learn that too.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I used to stop it. Like I wasn't allowed, or all of these paradigms, you know,
Yes.
and I learned to little by little tune in to those instruments inside of me and allow them to be full. Let them be. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's right.
It's amazing.
That's right.
Amazing.
It's just good when you just be and then let everything just flow. I got this saying that I use. It helps me in my daily life. I like to say, let go and let it flow. Let go and let it flow. Basically, just don't try to force, don't try to push. Whatever's happening, let it happen. Be like water and just flow with the ocean of consciousness. It will take you to where you need to go. What happens is when we try to resist it, we try to resist it and swim upstream, we get the hardest struggle ever. I did that already. It made my life very difficult, very hard.
Yeah.
I chose the hardest path for myself. I didn't realize why until now, why my life was so hard. I chose it. But everything that we go through is for our own benefit. It's to teach us so we can become better. And meditation helps you reach clarity so you're not overthinking. That's what meditation is for, to stop you from thinking. That's all it's for, really. It's really to stop you from thinking, like, because
and tune into you and tune into your divinity.
Exactly.
And not all of the busy, crazy distractions all around us.
Exactly, because we're not none of that stuff. We're not our thoughts. We're not the material world. We're none of that. All that stuff is just outside projection. And what's inside of us is really what matters, is the God within us, the light within ourselves. And meditation helps you tune back into that, connects you back to your divine self, which gives you the feeling of, like, even if you don't know how things will work out, you just have a feeling that things will always work out. That's how I'm operating right now. I don't know what's happening next. I'm just going along with whatever emotion and feeling I get from my higher self. Like, I just follow
that right there. That right there is the biggest reason of people feeling stuck. They don't know the how. That got me stuck for decades.
Yeah.
I needed to know the how.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work that way.
It's our
and that's why
mind.
God talks. Yes, that's why God talks so much about how important faith is.
Yes. You don't have to know how, just believe. No, it will.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so powerful when you truly believe that. And sometimes living in certain countries or different culture, everything has to be tangible. Everything has to be concrete. Everything has to be rational. Everything has to be physical. So it's difficult for people to finally tap into all of this other unseen things, which basically is the definition of faith, is you believing in things that are unseen. That's what faith is.
Yes, that's right.
It's not physical.
That is. That's
so
powerful. Even something that you can't see, knowing that it will work out, not knowing how. That is some powerful stuff right there. And
the waves of the radio
right now, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The waves of the radio that you were just describing is unseen, but it exists. It's real. You know.
Exactly. That's true. Yeah. It's just like energy. You don't see it, but you know it exists. You feel it, just like the wind. You don't see the wind, but you feel it. You see the result of the wind. You know.
Yeah.
And
That's beautiful.
We're powerful beings, man. And it's like certain things will get in our way and distract us, like otherworldly things. That's why I said early on, I had to lose all of it. And I know now that it had to happen that way. I had to lose everything. I had to lose everything I have. I had to die to realize that I have everything. I had to lose it all to realize I have it all. That was what that whole experience taught me, that everything that we ever want and need is inside of us. Everything is inside of us right here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's just for us to bring it outside of us.
Absolutely.
We're doing that now.
To reflect. Good. Yeah. I'm so happy that you came to the show, Sadique. So to start wrapping up the show, what is one thing out of all of this incredible, deep conversation and awakening that we've experienced, what is one thing that you would like to leave our listeners with for now? If they have to take away something, what would that be?
I want everybody to know on this planet that we're all gods. We're all creators. We're all manifestors. We're all master creators and master manifestors. We're literally ascended masters. We're just here on earth to have a physical experience. Life has no purpose or no meaning. We give life its meaning, its purpose. We need to not beat ourselves up about things and be more kind to ourselves. We're just here to learn and grow. Nothing bad is happening unless we label it bad. And life goes on. After this life ends, it goes on. It never really ends. All your family members that ever transition is actually still there waiting on you. They can hear you when you speak to them. You just can't hear them. And we are manifesting everything we see daily. Our entire life is manifested by us. The job, the house, the car, none of it exists. When you close your eye, it disappears. When you open your eye, it reappears. You're that powerful. We're that powerful. You're the creator of all that it is and all that will ever be.
I love it. Thank you so much for that. And Sadique, how can our listeners reach you?
Yes, I'm on TikTok, Naturallightbeing, on IG, and FB as Naturallightbeing, and on YouTube, Inspired by Naturallightbeings Are Us. My other channel is Naturallightbeings Are Us, and for affirmations and mantras, and basically teaching people how to become the best version of themselves by finding their purpose and fulfillment in life. So if that sounds like that interests you guys, definitely go rock with Jessica, Andre the Beast, and rock with me. If you guys want to take a journey with us to fulfillment and find your purpose in life and living your best life, you found the right people right here. We're here to help you guys.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was amazing.
Thank you.
So much appreciate you being here and the changes that you are creating. Definitely, if you are watching this show right now, make sure that you're following him so you get a little bit of this goodness every day and you're finding your purpose and to start absolutely loving your life and knowing what you're awakening and what the life that you deserve is about to become if you just allow it to come in. So thank you so much for being in the show today, Sadique. This show is produced by the I Am Beast Network and Andre the Beast Creighton. And my sponsors for today is Forever Living, which is the production of the best aloe vera juice in the world that transformed my wellness, and Purium, which is the ultimate life transformation company with superfoods that nourishes my body, and they're here to also inspire you to heal yourself with super organic foods. My name is Jessica Javens, and this is Jessica Javens Talk.
Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Females made you just to trick me, trick me, trick me, trick me. 'Cause baby girl, you are so easy, baby.